That was just me clapping for myself, not for the audio. I'm just like, good dancing, buddy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of Ask Kevin, the only Ask series on YouTube where you ask legitimate questions and I answer with illegitimate puns. Let's get started. If you are new here, welcome. I do Q&A videos every month, so if you want to send me some questions, I usually do them on Twitter and Facebook, for some people that still use that. So without further ado, let's just jump into the questions. Have you ever slept in the bath? You'd have to be crazy to do that. No. Is it better to live with less or more people? This answer is 100% contingent on who those people are. When I first moved to England, I shared a flat with 10 different people that I'd never met before, and some of them were incredibly messy. So that common room and that kitchen, oh my god, there was a pile of rubbish that was at least 4 foot high that had like banana peels in it, and it was like the most stereotypical pile of rubbish you could imagine. Gross. I always had to clean up after them, which is weird, because usually I'm a slightly messy person. I'm not the clean guy, but I was cleaner than those people. So now I live with 4 people that I really enjoy living with, and it's a lot more than just living with one person, but I prefer it. So basically, live with a lot of people that you like, and it's awesome. Do you miss doing maths that you would do at uni? Yes, all the time actually. Like, I really like math. That's why I got a degree in math, and I miss like going to classes and learning new things, and I could feel like my brain growing with all this new knowledge of different maths that may not be that applicable to everyday life, but it definitely can be applied in the coolest of ways. And you know what? I find math to be like a big puzzle, and so it's doing all these really fun puzzles that you're able to do with your mind, and that just fascinates me. So I do miss doing maths quite a lot, and that's why when I'm bored or something, sometimes I will come up with a problem that's based on my real life and then just solve it. I'll never know the real answer, but I do if I'm confident enough in my abilities. I really don't want to forget the maths that I've learned, not all of it. I'll totally be okay with forgetting some of it, but I don't know, I love stats, so I'll never forget the stat stuff. And that's enough of Do you already have plans for your Halloween costume? I did pitch the idea to Luke that we should go as the 21 pilots. Like, he can be 20 of them and I'll just be Josh Dunn. But he didn't like that idea because he said, Evan, I'm already a ginger. Why would I let you be the ginger? Because I want to dye my hair red. I want to be Josh Dunn. I want to have the cool eye makeup. I'd love to be him for Halloween. I'd have like some drumsticks around my neck. He could be Tyler Joseph. I don't know. He didn't like the idea though. So I don't really know who I'm gonna be anymore. Do you plan to visit Southeast Asia? Well, actually our bathroom is missing a lot of flooring and stuff, so I plan to go next week to get some Thailand stuff. I'm going to Thailand next week. That was such a bad pun. How do you deal with stress? I'm the worst. Any tips? It really depends on what is causing the stress. If the stress is caused by stuff that's out of your control, you really should try maybe getting your mind off of it by watching some YouTube videos at youtube.com/Evan, or playing a video game, or doing something that you enjoy doing to get your mind off it. If the stress is caused by stuff you can control, maybe take it in steps. I find that I get stressed out when I have huge things to do, and it's really stressful just even thinking about trying to do them. Whereas if you break this huge thing into little bits, like let's say it's cleaning your room, how about just focus on, okay, today I'm just going to clean this part of my room. Then maybe I'll do the wash later. Then once you break it up into little bits, the stress kind of washes away and it's amazing. So that's my biggest tip for you. Do you sleep with the door open or closed? I am a tank when I sleep. You can't wake me up. And so even if I have my door open and there was a loud noise outside, when we had thunder the other day in London, I didn't wake up because I sleep like a log. So I don't understand why it's freaky that I have my door open. I like having a cross breeze come through the flat. It cools me down, pull up the blankets, all nice and snuggly. Except when we did have a storm the other day, because I had my windows open, the rain kind of poured in and then soaked my books, which was really upsetting. So I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get a cross breeze anymore, but I'm still gonna use the door open technique because why not, okay? Even if I'm sleeping, I'm always inviting you in. Which sounds weird. We're just gonna, forget that. Have you been watching Bake Off? Yes, for the reason you probably already guessed. I really love those puns, just as much as I like those buns. They're really good at making just huge, imaginative things out of food, and it's fascinating to watch. The people I'm rooting for this year are, now I'm really bad with names, so I don't actually know what they're called, but I've been calling them Cambridge Boy and Math Man. And that sounds like a great superhero duo that I would support. So, who are you rooting for? I know a lot of people are rooting for Val, but I'm all about Cambridge Boy and Math Man. Was there a lot of fights for rooms in your new flat? Not really. When it comes to conflicts and arguments, I'm really good at compromising, and the easiest way to do that is to just not really care that much about what the issue is. And so, even though I really wanted the room that Connie currently had, because it is a little bit bigger, and we got a little bit of a tip about it, she said, if we get a flat cat, that's right, a cat for the flat, not a flat cat, that's a cat that's actually flat, but a flat for the cat in the flat. I messed up a bit, but you know what? If we had a flat cat, it's gonna go in her room. That sold it for me. I don't want any poo box in my room or near the kitchen. Nope, that's good. I really hope we get a cat soon. I would love to have a kitten in this flat. Oh my gosh. So yes, that kind of sold it for me. We didn't really argue that much. How many videos/ideas have you scrapped? As in, how much content do you create that we never get to see? Things you're not proud of enough to release, etc. When it comes to content that I make, I'm proud of literally everything that I put out on YouTube. Have I ever filmed something and then not uploaded it because I wasn't proud of it? Surprisingly not. Nothing ever makes it to the shop floor, as you could say, that won't be on YouTube. If it's in my Notepad app, that's where it will die if I don't like it. I'll pitch the idea to a couple people, and maybe they're like, maybe not the best idea, and I try and work a way around it. But if it doesn't turn out to be funny in my head on the Notepad, I won't film it. I've never ended up filming something that didn't get to see the light of day. Just not how I operate. Your thoughts on mermaids/mer people? I'm part of a community who swim as mermaids and think it's pretty cool. This comment has mermaid my day. I mean, don't let anyone ever make fun of you for the fact that you enjoy swimming like a mermaid. If you like swimming like a mermaid, go ahead. Go into a pool and splish splash around. Good. That makes me happy knowing that you exist. What's your favorite brand of tea in the UK? When it comes to tea, I really don't have any brand loyalty. I mean, if someone said, hey, I've got some tea from up north, I'd be like, Yorkshire, I'll drink it. But in terms of like, oh, I have to have this type, nah. I mean, I'll drink Tetley's, I'll drink Yorkshire. I don't really care as long as it's tea. Tea is tea to me. And that's pretty much everything. Are there still Harambe and Dodie memes on the walls after the Meme Mansion launch party? Yes, but the Harambe meme will probably be taken down eventually when the Harambe meme dies. However, the Dodie meme will never die. So she'll stay there forever. What is it like being a YouTuber? Do you get noticed a lot? Honestly, it's not as much as you would think, but just yesterday I was at the pub having a little celebration drink with a couple friends, and this guy came up to me at the bar and he was like, hey, you're Evan, I really like your videos. And I was like, thanks. Like, that's such a nice thing to do to someone, and it's almost like having a friend that you didn't know you had, only because the first interaction you have with someone is them complimenting you, which is obviously like, oh, well, thank you. That's nice of you. Like, that's just a nice interaction. So thank you to anyone that ever comes up and says hi to me. However, afterwards, when we went to the nightclub down the road, not really into clubs, but I went anyway, these two people had walked by me, and I saw them look at me and then like talk to themselves, and as they walked past, I gave them finger guns, expecting them to turn around, and they did, and then they gave me finger guns back. And I'm pretty sure they recognized me, but they didn't want to say hi, and I was like, that's fine. If you don't want to say hi, that's also okay, as long as you don't, like, creepily take photos of me. That's kind of weird. That doesn't happen much, but when it happens, it's like, yeah, you kind of get used to it, and for the most part, it feels normal now. I can't find your merch shop anywhere. Where can I buy your merch? That person from a couple questions ago, she had a bit too much fun with those mer people. She had some merch children, which stole my merch. What the heck? They just swam away with their little tails off into the sunset. It's crazy considering I don't even live near the beach. But I'm gonna be getting it back, and I'm gonna be getting it back around October-ish, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna make big announcements about it. I'm really excited, so yeah. Which UK supermarket do you shop at? When the flatmates and I decided to go shopping last week, Waitrose the closest one, which surprisingly wasn't a Waitrose. But the thing is, I don't really care what a grocery store is. I have no brand loyalty. If it's a Tesco, it's a Tesco. If it's a Sainsbury's, it's a Sainsbury's. I don't really care, as long as it's close to my house so I don't have to walk a big distance. Favorite pastime? Probably the 90s. Who's your buddy on Pokemon Go? Well, I did have it as Graveler for a good 10 kilometers, getting all that candy just because Geodudes are really rare in my area and I really wanted a Golem, until after walking all this distance, I found a freaking Golem in the wild. So now I've changed it to a Sandshrew because I really want to get that Sandslash. Favorite houseplant? Probably the snake plant. I mean, it looks really cool, it cleans a lot of toxins out of my house, and it looks really cool. But we did just find out we have an extra plant we never considered growing in the pot outside of our door. Don't know where it came from, it's coming from this random nut in the dirt, but I really hope it grows up into being a big tree, because that'd be nice to have, just a big old maple tree. But it doesn't quite look like a maple tree. I don't know what it's gonna grow into, but yeah. How'd you get your own Snapchat filter? I really don't know. Luke did the whole thing, and when it comes to design, he just took different painted versions of us that our friend Shitty Watercolor had already done. And speaking of Shitty Watercolor, when he came to our party, he gave us a real-life print of the many faces of Evan Edinger, featuring Connie and Dodie. It's lovely, and I want it framed, I want to put it on my wall, so now my Twitter cover photo can be my life cover photo. Tag yourself, which one are you? I'm literally all of them. Are you a Josh Donhan? No, I'm more of a Tyler Joseph Broseph. Do you miss living with Dodie? Not really, because right now, Dodie is a fine wine. She is an aged cheese. She is an imported Italian ice cream. When I get to hang out with Dodie, it's a big deal. It's like cool. It's like a birthday present, man. It's something that I can cherish a bit more. When I lived with Dodie, it was just kind of something that you do. It's almost like people that live in Santa Monica that don't appreciate how beautiful the friggin' sunset is every day. So now that we don't live together, I live with some really lovely people that I love hanging out with all the time. And me and Luke and Connie and Alan, we hang out all the time, and it's so great. And then when Dodie comes over, boom! It's a party. Will you organize Harambe's funeral? Yes, I can take care of the Haram burial. Chips and cheese, chips and gravy, or chips, cheese, and gravy. I don't know if chips and gravy is Welsh or if it's Northern, but I know one thing it definitely is. It's wrong, okay? Chips and cheese is great, except in England where they don't really know how to get good cheese on chips. They just put a slice of cheese and hope it melts. That's not chips and cheese, okay? That's not anything. Cheesy fries is the best. You gotta have a liquid cheese, okay? Then you dip it in some ketchup, maybe some mayo, maybe some ketch-may, and mix it together. That's what I'm about. None of this gravy crap. Sorry if I sound like I have a chip on my shoulder, it's just, I'm not a fan, okay? How do you feel about this being filmed in your bed? I don't know, hub out that. Why would he do that to me? I want him router my room. How long did it take you to clean up after the meme mansion party? Like 3 to 4 hours. The place was so total after everyone left. Will you do my geometry homework? I can try. Angle. That wasn't a cute pun. Sorry. Which flatmate is messier, Luke or Dodie? Dodie by 1,000 times. Can you sort your friends into different Hogwarts houses based on your opinion? Yes, if you didn't actually know this, the meme mansion, the flat in which I live, has someone from every different Hogwarts house. So I am in the Ravenclaw common room, as I've always felt myself to be super Ravenclaw-y, and also it sounds like my name, Ravenclaw. Connie, super Gryffindor. Ellen, bit cynical, kind of Slytherin, and also Luke. He's a Hufflepuff. He's a Hufflepuff. He doesn't really fit into anything else. And also, I mean, he's very caring. He's a very loving guy. But let's sort some other YouTubers into different Hogwarts houses. Dodie, super Hufflepuff. I feel like Lucy could swing both ways, if you know what I mean. Ravenclaw and Slytherin. Like, she's definitely very Ravenclaw, but I feel like she has some hidden Slytherin tendencies. Gabby, definitely a Slytherin. Zoe, I don't know if she'd be Hufflepuff or Gryffindor, but I think I'm swinging more towards Hufflepuff. Che, definitely a Hufflepuff. I feel like Felix could be a Gryffindor. That was a weird pun, but I'm gonna go with it. He just comes off like a Gryffindor to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. PewDiePie, big Gryffindor. Dan Howell, 100% Slytherin, whereas Phil, pretty much Hufflepuff. Philip DeFranco is definitely a Gryffindor because I feel like he's the type of guy that would like defend his friends to the death, and that's just the type of person he is, so I hope I'm sorting him correctly there. Philly D, Gryffindor. Hank Green joins me in the Ravenclaw community, hopefully. Either that or I think he might swing a little bit Slytherin. And lastly, Sammy Paul, in my opinion, deserves to be in the Ravenclaw house, okay? I think he got sorted into Hufflepuff, but I think that was a mistake. We need him in the Ravenclaw side. Just call me the YouTube sorting hat, and if you sort of don't agree, leave me a comment, because I think I justify myself pretty well in these. Well, that about does it for this episode of Ask Evan. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up below, and also subscribe, because I make new videos every Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Is this a dance? If you are new here, welcome. I do a Q&A. What do we... If you are new here, I can clap with just one hand. That's actually pretty good. The coffee is work, but I also like watching because they're really good at baking your mom. They are good. She's got a bun in the oven, you know what I'm saying? It's me, I'm your dad. Be there, or be dairy. Luke has gotten the best of me. Are you a Josh Dunn, hon? No, I'm more of a Tyler Broseph Joseph. I did that wrong. Can you sort some of your friends into Hogwarts House? I'll sort that motorcycle into the jerk house.